The local wildlife refuge has big plans for the future. And Fox 10 News Chief Meteorologist Jason Smith takes us to Grand Bay in this week's edition of Fox 10 Outdoors.
The Grand Bay National Wildlife Refuge is a fantastic wetland habitat found along the Mississippi-Alabama state line.
Great area to fish.
The refuge status offers protection for this critical ecosystem. The surrounding salt marsh is a major part of the food web for fish and other species. Expanding this refuge is a positive possibility for the environment. Doug Kent explains.
The real impressive thing about a salt marsh is the tide pumps it, and it's sort of like it breathes. So the tide comes in and brings fresh water into the system. When it flushes out on an out tide, it brings all that food out, and that's what everything else is eating.
The small fish and the organisms that flourish in this estuary help to establish the foundation for bigger species found offshore.
This is the food source for everything out there. There's giant whales out there. They rely on the marsh. It doesn't seem logical at first look, but that's how it works.
And we're right in this area.
The expansion could spread well to the east into Alabama, including areas along the shoreline of Lafourche and Grand Bays. Other areas along the lower Escatawpa River in Mississippi may also be acquired. Officials say people will not be forced to sell their property.
This does not mean that we're going to be taking over any lands at all, but by extending our boundaries, if someone within the acquisition boundary at the time would like to sell their lands to the federal government for the enhancement and propagation of wildlife species, then that would be easier for us to do.
These lands would still be open for fishing and hunting.
The purpose of doing this is to hopefully that we'll be able to save these lands, these delicate marshes and so forth for future generations.
There will be public meetings about the proposed expansion next Tuesday and Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Grand Bay Senior and Community Center. That's June 28th and 29th. For Fox 10 Outdoors, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jason Smith.